Start. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good evening. This is our group discussion number 6. We are from LAX2047, POETIC Society, Group 10. First, I will introduce myself. My name is Qurratul Aini bin Jamil and my matrix number is 193236.
Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Ahmad Asyraaf bin Ahmad Hashim and my matrix number is 192425.
Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum. My name is Akmal Hilman bin Azhar and my matrix number is 193277.
Hello everyone, my name is Ellyca Usun Lenjau. My matrix number is 198189.
Hi, my name is Hakim bin Zulkarnain. My matrix number is 192264.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Rabiatul Diyana binti Ahmad. My matrix number is 196590.
So for our last reflection video, we will select the best poem from the 4 poems that we create, and you can give your honest opinion about the poem. And yeah, so what do you think? The best one.
Can I start first? If that's okay. Okay, in my opinion, I think the best poem would be the last one. From group 2 on world hunger. In the last week's video, because I think it's the one with where the words were flowing the nicest out of all the poem, and the word choice was unique and interesting to me, while also perfectly discussing the issue at hand, which was word hunger. Yeah, that's what I personally think as the best one out of the 4. What about you guys?
All right. But for me, the best one is their from group 2, their first poem, climate change. Especially for the third verse, if you guys remember, it sounds like, "Dear human, the earth is loud, is banging without us realizing. Every clap of thunder and every crash of water are on earth. Your ear can't listen that." That verse only for me is quite interesting and the most beautiful verse that we made throughout this last session, for my opinion. For others?
I think for me, I will choose the first the group 1 food hunger poem, because on the first verse and the second verse you guys use more it's good that you use a bombastic words that we can learn from that. That's why I think that one is a good poem.
Okay, thank you. For basically, personally, I also prefer like Qurratul Aini's choice, which is the first group's first poem regarding the climate change. Because in this poem, you can see that there are many bombastic words, like Qurratul Aini said. There are many vibrant words, so the the reader can feel entertained, and at the same time, they can feel educated. They can feel educated. They can get any input from the poem, and this I would like to prefer this poem because it has so many words, and the message delivered, it's subtle. It's not that direct, and it also gives an impression, impersonate other figures about the poem. And I also prefer the last poem, for this from group 2, particularly on the sentence stated that when there is more fruit in rich man's shampoo, but not on a poor man's plate, because it has given a definition of how capitalism works in the world hunger, because there are more fruits on shampoo in a shampoo than fruits on the table, because fruits are well known for consuming for to be eaten for our body, but in that context of matter it is used as a shampoo for someone else, like it's like wood. There is more wood to be used for the rich man check rather than woods to be used to build a house. That's kind of a reference I can get. Okay, I think that is for my personal opinion and views regarding the chosen poem. Yes, that's for me. Anyone else?
Okay, for me, I agree with Ammar Ashraf opinion, because for me, I like the poem number 4, the previous week, because the poem have a simple and easy word to understand. It's also good. The word choices are good. Good. Until now, I can remember the word chosen, because it's have a deep meaning to me. Thank you.
Okay, since everyone already said their opinion, so personally for me, I do love the last one that we just our last one, which is food hunger. Because this poem for me it have its own storyline, which is the poem start with the thankfulness, the gratefulness for for the food, and then we come and then it's come to the guilty feeling, and then finally it's end with the something that encourage people to do some donation, do some goods to I mean do some goods to other people also. So what I can say here, it's easy to understand. I mean, the poem is very direct, which is we can easily understand it, and I do really love the last one, the last poem that we have last week. Okay, that's all from me.
Alright, so basically you guys 4 out of 6 people claim that the best poem is the last poem, right? Is that so? But I think you guys
I think we
better.
should consider the climate change.
Which one? Which one?
I think we should
Qurratul?
consider I think we don't really check our climate change poem because it's a bit too old. If it's the first and the second, so I think you guys don't remember. That's why you guys choose the one that the earliest one that being the most in your mind. Just take a look about the climate change poem, or you guys maybe in that you can rethink about the best poem.
Yes, I agree with Qurratul. You guys check back group 2 climate change poem. If you guys don't know where to find it, you can scroll back on your WhatsApp group and you can search from Qurratul. She sent the climate change from group 2 poem. You guys better check it out. And I want you guys to think, is this the best poem, or you guys still think the latest?
Okay, for me, I also would like to highlight the group one's poem regarding the world hunger, where there's the part the wealth disparity, food scarcity that has been done. Yeah, for me that poem is also was quite a good touch in poem making because for me I kind of an artistic guy, so I like the words that have been chosen because the words are variant. There are many such beautiful words, so they can make up a poem, and I think it's good. So I think our group, the first group, we can even compile our poem and make it into a book, and it will be a huge bestseller. Okay, that's for me.
Ammar Shakespeare, right? Ammar, just like Shakespeare, yeah? Ammar, you are kind of a Shakespeare.
No, it's a
Yeah, I agree with Ammar because I also agree with Ammar. We can combine the group one hunger, world hunger poem and the group two because you guys like the first verse of the group two so much, and and Ammar also like the first verse of the group one hunger world verse. So I think we can combine the poem to make it look nice. So do you guys have any idea which one we can combine, which one we just stick to the verse?
I think better the poem is just let it be because that poem with all your hearts. So you just let it be the poem and do not combine. I guess that's the best idea. But Rabiatul and Ellyca Usun, do you guys prefer which poem from which group and which topic? I am later you guys check back from the previous poem and can you guys give any
For me, I stick to my opinion just now. I still previous video because the word, you remember the shampoo one, it's give big impact to me. Thank you.
Yeah, as for me, yeah. As for me, I also still in love. I also still uh say that the fourth our last poem is the best one. Maybe because that I don't really get into, or I don't really like that topic of climate change because it's just like too complicated, also wide for me. So when it comes to food hunger, it's more to like we connect people to people, which is from food hunger also from the donation we can do any charity, which is what I mean here is it's more about heart to heart topic. It's play with the mood, if it's play with the feeling. So that I think that the last one, or maybe the food hunger poem for both of group one and group two is also it's the best actually. Yeah, that is my opinion.
I understand your point, Ellyca. It's just you think that food hunger issue was more personal. It feels more
Yeah,
personal to
yeah.
us because we can more relate to it. I see. But uh, after looking back at the previous poem, I think I would change my um, my favorite poem. I think the word hunger from group one poem was um, it was the best to me. Why are you laughing? Because the the poem discuss extensively, I think, how about the issue. Although we did not discuss any suggestion as to how to alleviate the issue, but we mm, we created it, introduced um, our Lex group to the issue nicely, because we said how it comes from it's a problem started by humans. It's not supposed to be a problem, but it's a problem due to human greed, as food is actually enough for all the population around the world, but it's just not distributed well enough.
I also agree with Akmal Hilman. If you think about it, hunger can end, but if the climate change once it happened, it cannot be undone. For example, global warming, if the temperature is raised, it cannot be going back down, and also when the iceberg is melt, it cannot be unmelt or freeze back. That's I think the point from Ahmad say that climate change is more important. It's not personal, it's more important, and something cannot be undone when it's related by the earth and also the climate.
So, Aiman, do you want to change your selected poem because you just agree what Ahmad said?
Uh,
The Hunger Games is more important than the climate change.
I'm not
So
agree
just
about the
want
poem. I'm just agreeing the topic that Akmal choose, which climate change is more important than food hunger. It's not the poem. I still love the both poem, but I more adore or more like the poem from Group 2 on climate change. The topic is good, and that's what I think for myself.
Okay, thank you, Aiman, for
so
stating on
I
your
think
behalf
that
of the
we
supporting poem. But however, we cannot neglect the poem made by Group 2. They also made the poem by their own hearts, with their own feelings. They pour everything they have in mind in their own feelings towards the poem. But it still can be denied that Group 1 has been great in making poems. Although you guys have made the poems, but I always still stick for the poem in Group 1. Okay, thank you.
have to agree with Ammar because if you compare both of the hunger world hunger poem, the Group 1 and Group 2. The Group 2 is a more simpler one where you can just okay you can read yeah you understood instantly because the word is more simpler, and I think that was good for a children to know about the world hunger. And the Group 1 poem for the world hunger is basically I think the audience for the poem maybe to the adult that actually can relate to this because they have they actually know how to survive with when they don't have a food or they don't have an income. So how they do to survive with no food. That's why I think that Group 1 food hunger
But
poem
Qurratul,
is
for word choice for the poem, do you still remember the phrase when there is more fruit in rich man's shampoo, but not on a poor man's plate? That's
I
the most beautiful line for me, and that's from Group 2. It's not only from Group 1, but only for Group 2, and also the verse, the third verse from climate change. Uh, I think
I
Group
don't
Two
know.
also
I
made.
do I like that 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 verse, but I think that we need to see the whole poem, not just a one verse, not just one verse that we need to highlight the first one. If the first one is not catch enough to other people to read our poem, then what's the point?
Yeah, I agree with you, Qurratul. I agree with you. Oh, as you can see, it's very obvious that group one, the presentation of the words is very wide and very catchy for us to want to know more. What is this? What is this? Uh, it look rare and different from others. That's all from me. Yeah.
Yes, I also agree, Ellyca, because I'm from group one also actually. Do you Rabiatul, do you think group one or group two is the best poem maker or the next Shakespeare? Rabiatul.
Okay, I think I like the most simple one poem because I don't really read the poem actually, but if I read the easy word, maybe I can love the poem. So I think I choose the fourth poem of as our group. Thank you.
So let's have a vote for the best poem. All right. Sorry, Qurratul. For me, let's start from Qurratul first. Which poem do you think the best for the vote, for the voting?
World Hunger Group 1.
World Hunger Group 1. Okay, next. Ammar?
I would prefer the last one, World Hunger Group 2, because of the word uh, fruit in men's shampoo rather than fruit on the table.
All right, thank you, Ammar. Next,
I think word the word hunger from group one, which the third idiom. The fourth idiom.
all right, Rabiatul. Which poem?
World Hunger Group 2.
All right, last, Ellyca Usun.
Yeah, I'm same with Rabiatul. I will choose War Hunger for group 2.
All right, for that, the vote has come. I choose climate change from group two, but we have come to decision that three people already vote for uh, food hunger from group two. So we have the best poem, which are from the group two, which the word where's the man with shampoo fruit have more in shampoo than in the plate of the man is poor. Is that right?
Close enough. It's close enough.
I think that we can conclude that we choose the poem from the group 2 on the issue of the world hunger as the best poem that we during our session. And with that, I close with we close this live session. We thank you and bye bye.
Bye, goodbye everyone.
Bye everyone. Thank
Remember,
you.
Thank you guys.
fruit in shampoo. Okay, bye.
Food in men's shampoo.
Fruit
Da,
in
da, da,
shampoo more than plate food plate.